Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Jesse and I am an employment specialist, and today we are going to have a brief chat about void checks and tax forms. So chances are if you're watching this video, you've just recently gotten a job and an employer has asked you about some hiring paperwork, and probably particularly paperwork related to payroll. So let's just have a brief chat about what exactly that looks like. So one of the things that you may have been asked for is something called a void check. And this is a really important piece because it's meant to help employers complete direct deposits. And how it does that is employers require three numbers that are located at the bottom of the check. This is the transit number, the institution number, and the account number. Without these numbers, an employer cannot direct the bank to tell them which account to put the money in. So they absolutely require these three numbers in order to deposit your payroll. So this is an important piece. If they have the institution number, that's things like the type of bank, the transit number is the branch or location, and then the account number is specifically your bank account number. So that's why they require that. Now, some banks have a direct deposit slip, and if you have one of those, it may have an image of a void check on it, or it just may have those three numbers on it, and that's what you need to hand to your employer. Now, if you are going to hand them an actual check, it's really important that you write on that check the word void. And the reason you want to do that is that it's still a good check until you write void on it, meaning that someone can take that and write whatever they want on it. So you want to make sure that nobody can do that. So that's why you write void on it. And that's the specific purpose of the void check. Now, when we're talking about tax forms, it's important to note that you'll see Canadian tax forms as well as provincial tax forms, so federal and provincial. Now, they look very complex. There's all these lines and there's words in the different sections, but here's the important pieces that you need to know. So the top part is pretty obvious, it's first name, last name, date of birth, then you got the address, postal code, and SIN number. So this is like identifiable information, so the government knows who you are and where that tax money is going. So that's the purpose of all that. But then you see this number and all these boxes, and you're not quite sure how to fill it out. Well, the safest thing to do is to take the personal basic income amount. On the screen, you'll see that it is 12,747, and you write that in the bottom box. And what that does is it instructs the employer to take the full amount of tax off of your paycheck and give it to the government. And the reason that that's the safest is that if you're not aware of how your taxes work and how much you can claim for all of that, this is just the safest thing to do. And then when you file a tax return at the end of the I guess it's fiscal year, then your accountant can get money back. So it's much safer to pay taxes and get money back rather than owing money. That's just a general principle around tax forms. Some of the forms do not have the number so clearly stated, so sometimes you have to read into the personal basic income amount to find where that number is. And basically it's just saying that you have to contribute to taxes and so forth. So that's the basics of the tax income form. For the most part, you're also going to have to fill at the back where you sign and send it in. And that's the basics of how to complete your payroll paperwork for most employers. Some employers will have their own forms and their own processes and so forth, so you want to defer to those. But generally speaking, if they're paying direct deposits, unless they're paying you by check and they want to pay by direct deposit, this is generally the process they're going to follow. Well, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share to someone who you think needs it. We'll catch you next time.